Russia's thousand cuts tactics put extreme stress on Ukraine. Ukraine is facing serious manpower challenges across the front line, while Russia has adopted a strategy that puts heavy pressure on Kiev's defenses. Dara Massicot, a senior fellow in the Russia and Eurasia Program at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, shared her observations from a field trip to Ukraine in a recent CSIS podcast. According to her, Ukrainian forces are under intense pressure from Russian tactics, with continuous small-scale but relentless attacks day and night. Ms. Massicot likened the tactic to death by 1,000 cuts, further depleting already understaffed Ukrainian units. Small-scale attacks, sometimes called human waves or meat attacks, have been a major challenge for Ukraine throughout the conflict. However, the current manpower shortage has made this tactic even more effective for Russia. In response, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky lowered the conscription age from 27 to 25. However, the administration of U.S. President Joe Biden has reportedly pressured Kiev to lower the conscription age further in order to increase troop numbers. So far, Ukraine has not complied with this request. Not only is Ukraine facing manpower problems, Russia is also facing difficulties in maintaining its forces, although the severity is believed to be much less than Kiev's. The human wave tactic, while effective in applying pressure, comes at a very high human cost. According to the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, maintaining this tactic across the entire Ukrainian battlefield is putting a huge strain on Russia's labor force. A report from the British Ministry of Defense said that November 2024 was the month Russia suffered its highest casualties since the beginning of the conflict, with more than 1,500 soldiers wounded or killed each day, bringing the total for the month to nearly 46,000. The high casualty rate is believed to reflect the relentless pace of Russia's attacks. The British Ministry of Defense predicts that Moscow could continue to see more than 1,000 soldiers killed and wounded each day as the attacks continue. According to analysts, Russia is adopting Soviet-style tactics in which captured strongholds justify any losses, no matter how severe. This tactic leaves Ukrainian units with little time to rest, as seen in areas of intense fighting such as Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Pokrovsk. The Russian leadership appears to be accepting these losses in a campaign of attrition and wear. With Ukraine being a smaller country with fewer resources, Moscow believes this tactic has a long-term advantage. Meanwhile, Russia is pushing its assault on Ukrainian defensive positions from multiple directions. One focus is the city of Pokrovsk, a key logistics and rail hub that Moscow is trying to capture. In addition, Russia is also seeking to push Ukrainian forces out of the Kursk region, where Kiev made a surprise advance in early August 2024. In recent weeks, thousands of North Korean troops have been deployed to support Russia in the area, putting further pressure on the Ukrainian military. Despite the high casualties, Russia's attacks continued, putting enormous pressure on Ukrainian defense forces already struggling with resource shortages and increased fighting, Ms. Massicot said.